Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kusum, and my topic of presentation is myths, biblical, and literary allusions in the novel The Mayor of Casterbridge. Now, to first talk about The Mayor of Casterbridge, it was a famous novel of Victorian age penned by the novelist Thomas Hardy, who is best known for his social realism. Some of his other famous novels are Tess of the Herbavillis, Jude the Obscure, and many more. The Mayor of Casterbridge is a novel whose plot is full of numerous mythical, biblical, and other allusions. Let us explore them one by one. Now, to first explain what are mythical allusions, I would like to explain what is a myth. Now, myth is a traditional narrative that often involves gods, heroes, or supernatural beings, explaining the origin of the world, natural phenomena, and other human behaviors. I would like to explain it with an example. You all must have heard about Pandora's box. Now, Pandora was the first woman created by God, first woman on earth. In Greek, she is a woman in Greek mythology. She was given a box by Zeus, but was instructed not to open it. Overcome by curiosity that what is lying inside that box, she opened it. But that was the root cause of all evil. All the disastrous diseases came into world through that Pandora's box. Now, this is a mythology explaining that God created the world for good. Good always triumphed. But why does the evil exist? So it explains that why evil exists. But we also know that good always triumphed over bad. It is taught in our. It is so taught in our anthologies. So at the end of the box, there was lying hope, which is the only positive thing inside the box which help us fight the evil. Now, what T.S. Eliot called the mythic method was not an invention of modernism. The mythic method means drawing a parallel between contemporaneity and antiquity. The Mayor of Casterbridge is a famous example for mythic method. It draws lot of parallel between Bible and current time. Michael Henchard, the male protagonist of the novel, is compared to Saul, Job, Cain, Mithras, Bluebeard, and some critics have linked him with Oedipus, Faust, Lear, Julius Caesar, and Othello. Other characters have their own share of illusions and comparisons. Now, to discuss what is a mythic method, it means to draw a parallel between historical stories and tales, not historical, but actually mythological stories and current plot, and highlight what are the differences that came. Now, the first myth which I would like to discuss is of Saul and David. They are analogized with Henchard and Farfey. Henchard is a tragic king. Henchard is a tragic hero in the tale. He is like the first King Saul, who is abandoned by God. Susan left Henchard. Susan is like a saint in the cloud. It is said in the novel itself. He is abandoned by God and faces his ultimate doom. Though how far this doom is owing to God's abandonment and how far it is owing to his own character, it is questionable. But in the face of crisis, a young hero named Farfrey emerges and he solves the crisis. in the novel, here is the molded grain crisis, and he becomes the king there. He becomes the mayor of Casterbridge eventually. Now, Fawfy's portrayal as David also has one more parallel. David married, David committed adultery. Similarly, Fawfy married Lucetta. Lucetta was having an illicit affair with Henchard earlier. So it is also adultery. And thus Fawfy suffers the punishment. His firstborn child dies. His wife suffers a miscarriage, and his wife also dies. The Bathsheba in the story of David didn't die. Now, Henchard is compared with other biblical figures as well. These include Cain, Job, Faust, Othello, Lear, Bluebeard, and Bellerophon. Now, to discuss each of them is really difficult. I have a limited time. You may see their comparisons from the written text. Fawfy is compared with Jacob for his prosperity, and with David for his ultimate mayorship and all that. This is a family chart of Jacob and Abraham. Elizabeth Jane is analogized with Minerva goddess for her growing wisdom and muscular build, and maybe her beauty as well. And for her prophetic voice, she is compared with Prophet Nathan, who condemned David for his marriage with Bathsheba. Now, Lysitta is compared with Aphrodite for her words which inspire love, which are full of passion. She is as unpredictable as the love is. She is as light as a nymph is. Uh, She is also compared with unjust steward. It is extracted from a biblical story about a steward who outwit his master, who was trying to uh, fire him, but he retains his post by his wit. Now, how far this novel follows fate, how far it follows uh, self created destiny, it is questionable. There are many coincidences which affect this plot, but there are too much of mm, faults in Hanchard which led to his ultimate fall. Now, why are allusions used? Allusions are references to other famous literary texts, events, or objects. In Latin, it means to refer to. Now, its purpose is that, for example, if I would like to explain that um, he is a person with a serious bent of mind, he respects his teacher, he is serious in his pursuit. So, I would like to compare that person with Arjun. If I am saying that he is a witty person, he is clever, so I would like to compare that person with Vidut. So when I am alluding a person to Vidit from Mahabharat, you can clearly understand that he is a witty person. He has solution from for uh, unsolvable questions. So illusions are used as a kind of figurative language. They are a tool to add color to the text. But there is also limitations, because in order to understand why this person is compared with Vidit, you need to know who Vidit is, who Arjun is. Not all the persons have that knowledge. Now, here is a list of other literary allusions in the literary and biblical allusions in the text. You may discuss it. And also music. Music is a element which adds color to the text. There is Excited, there's Ingun in Henchard. He's trying to curse Forfeit to death. What song he sings? He sings the song that represent his emotions. So music is a great element that adds a great illusion. Music is from Robert Burns and other prevalent biblical rhymes and lyrics are also in the text. Thank you. That's all for my presentation.